All right. How's everybody doing today on this Friday afternoon? Hey, William. How's it going? Apologize for the delays, but had some stuff going on today that required my attention that even up until late last night I didn't know I had. So I think I've kind of got the all clear now for the rest of the afternoon, basically, so should be good to go. We're going to start with our 6-box mixer, and then I will go ahead and do the lunch break after this one at about 3:45, so that should give us plenty of time. So there's our 6 boxes for today. 3 select, 3 prism. And here is our list. The only person that I'm missing a payment from is Zach Brenner. Otherwise, everybody else is all paid in full on that, so I appreciate that. Thing to note is the house spots. Casey Kane and Clint Boyer are house spots. They were going to go in the filler, and because I collect them, it just seemed like a good time to participate myself and help move things along. So I just took those as house spots to try to help out a little bit, and again, because I collect them. So and then our duck race lineup looks like this. I split the drivers down a little more. Normally we do like top 2 or 3, and I split it down to where top 5 is going to get a group. I don't know if I'd be curious to know from you folks if you prefer it like this, where it's split up more, or if you prefer it more top heavy, so to speak. I can see arguments both ways, but like I said, I just did it this way this time to change it up. So, anyway, so you're looking for top 5 in this. And I'm going to get the duck race rolling here. Not going to sort them. We're just going to run them straight up. Let me point you guys down where you can see this fairly decent. All right. Good luck, everybody. I need to blow my nose. Pardon me for a second. Oh, the space duck's making moves on the outside. All right, let's see what we got for our top 5. Duck 30 is going to be first. 26 is second. 20 is third. 19 is 4. And number 1 is 5. All right, so Duck 30 is Dave Colasar. 26, Andrew Bly. 20, John Boyles. 19, Andrew Bly. And 1, John Boyles. I'll show you what that looks like there. So 30, 26, 20, 19, and 1 for the duck race. So congrats to you guys. Dave Colasar will get Bowman, Labonte, Custer. Andrew Bly gets Connor Daly, Burton, Jamie McMurray. John Boyles, John Hunter, Haley, and Castle. Andrew Bly gets Fenhouse, McDowell, Sanchez. And John gets Wallace, Gillen, and Gibbs. So, all right. Let's get this show on the road. For those that were tagged in the shipping posts and paid your shipping, for basically everybody, I held up that shipping because of the break. I wanted to try to catch everybody that, because I noticed there were several people that got in the break who had just paid for shipping. And so I held up sending that stuff. I'm going to ship everything tomorrow. Just so you're aware of what I've done here. But like I said, I noticed several people that had just paid for shipping got in the break, and a couple people messaged me asking if I was going to do that, and I said yes, that is what I'm doing. So just trying to, because of the cost of shipping going up too, I'm just trying to make it make sense for everybody, you know. The hobby's expensive enough as it is without compounding costs, so just trying to make it as affordable as we can for everyone. So, all right, good luck, everybody. I'm gonna point you guys down a little more. I got you kind of up there. Got a red DW. Going to Glenn. 101 on 125. Tricolor Chandler Smith. Don't know if anybody got to watch last night or not, but the high limit sprints are racing out in Las Vegas this weekend, and Kyle Larson won. Close race, right to the line. Beat Corey Day by a car length, I'd say. It was very, very close. That was an excellent race. It went green to checkered, no caution. Purple Luke Fenhouse, 74/199. That's going to go to Andrew Bly. And we got some gold, 5 out of 10. Ryan Vargas, selective swatches. Gold, that's going to be Tyre. And he's going to be an unlisted driver and go to James Holland. One touch for that. How did we get a piece of a pack all the way up there? Nice hit, James. Black, Brandon Jones. 1 of 1. I bet Scott Dixon didn't have that one. Matter of fact, I know he didn't. 1 of 1, Brandon Jones, black. Scott's probably working, so he might not see this till later. Scott's a automotive technician. So the odds of him being able to watch this during the day are very low. So he will have a really nice surprise, I would guess, a little bit later on. One-on-one black. Congrats, Scott. Yeah, Scott has the Brandon Jones spot. Yep. He's been participating in less breaks recently because, you know, he's got almost the whole rainbow in a lot of this newer stuff. So, which I understand, you know. But like I said, I know he doesn't have that one. So. Tricolor John Hunter Nemechek. Then we're going to go red A.J. Allmendinger. It's going to go to James Holland. Yeah, that's a good way to start. 22 and 99. Scott gifted that to you? I'm not sure about that, JR. You wouldn't be telling me a little story, would you? Because I have my doubts. White Nick Sanchez. That is a reference to the color parallel. Going to Andrew Bly. 81 out of 99. These packs are silly. Silver, Bill Elliott. Silver Kaz Garala. Better question, JR, is, was there any truth to that statement at all? Because I don't think there was. We're going to interrogate now. Justin Bonsignor, purple. Goes to James. 11 out of 199. And then 93 and 99, blue trackside action signatures, Ken Schrader. Going to James. He doesn't know it yet. I've been so funny, kind of along the same lines, JR. I've been helping my LCS with brakes, and one of the guys that's become a good friend that comes to the nights where we're doing brakes in the shop and hangs out with us. He's a collector, and he kind of goes with the flow, and so there's been a couple times now where he's like across the shop and like on the other side of the room, and we're like, well, we just need like 2 more people to fill this brake. And I'll just say, well, let's put Kevin in the brake. Kevin will participate. He'll get in, And so we'll just yell across the room, right, Kevin? And he goes, what? And we say, yeah, just say yes. And he goes, okay. He's a good sport about it. We wouldn't do it if we didn't think, we know he's there to participate anyway. So 137 to 175 on Reddick, but it's just funny. And then we got the silver signatures, Austin Cindric. Going to Brian Doobie. Like I said, he's a good sport about it. Silver Spencer Boyd. Then we got a red Bill Elliott. Going to James. 24 out of 125. Purple Tyler Ankrum. And I win a spot in the... you did not, Storm Ghost. You did not, unfortunately. 38 to 85. Purple Corey Day, like I said, put on a really good race last night with Larson in the high limit sprints. Going to Lewis, 9 out of 199. Tricolor, Spencer Boyd. Villa. Christian Eckes, red. 76 of 125. And Zane Smith, NASCAR parallel for Jacob. Silver Matt Mills. Got a blue and Fuego Christopher Bell going to JJ. I don't know if you guys saw the video going around. 13 of 49. He was at the Oklahoma City Thunder game, and they like put him up on the Jumbotron. And I don't think anybody at the basketball game really knew who he was, or not very many. Like, there was basically no reaction, you know, which is just wild, you know, that in Oklahoma too. Like, that's what's crazy to me. Frankie goes to Zach Brenner. 93 of 175. And then we've got 1 out of 49, Blake Harris. Oh, that's cool. That reminds me of Dusty Rhodes, that polka dot. Baby, Dusty Rhodes. Blake Harris goes to James Holland. I'm going to move the Vargas just because he's been there for a minute. Tricolor Andres Perez. Packs are opening really weird. Silver Bubba Wallace. And this will be a nice one. 11 out of 99. Patch auto Greg Biffle. Going to Andy. Congrats, Andy. Nice one. I'm going to switch him. We're going to put Greg on the stand. A second purple Corey Day for Lewis. 119 of 199. Silver Bubba. Last pack, box 2. Got an orange Tanner Gray going to Brian. $25/49. And then Tony Breidinger on the Selective Swatches Fire Suit. Tony B goes to Lewis. All right. Number 3. Empty. Silver Kevin Harvick. Anybody have any fun plans for the weekend? I'm just hoping we don't blow away here in Ohio because the wind is whipping today. Lane Riggs, white, $54.99, going to Dwayne. And then we're going to have 9/49 legendary signatures, purple autograph for Kurt Busch. Who's got Kurt? Kurt Busch goes to Cody Sharp. That's a nice one, Cody. What did I do? I grabbed the wrong penny sleeve. Or maybe my kids put a penny sleeve in the wrong pile. Sometimes that happens too. Worst win Sunday from what's... Oh, I hope not. I hope not. 3 Days Grace concert. Oh, that's nice. That's a good concert. Silver DW. It's supposed to be fairly warm here on Sunday, so I think I'm going to try out my new mower on Sunday and run it a little bit. Our yard's going to need knocked down, and I figure why not do it on Sunday, when it's nice out. Purple Tanner Gray. That's a little bit of a color match to the truck. 18/85 for Brian. And then we're going to go 4/10 gold selective swatches Michael McDowell. All right. So 3 boxes in a row with an SSP, gold or better. I like that. Very nice. We got a tie-dye Spencer Boyd. Going to James. That unlisted spot, 13 of 25. Riley Herbst, tricolor. We got a red numbers, Ryan Preece. For Will Black. 3 out of 99. Purple Luke Fenhouse. $181 of 199. Tricolor Christian Rose. DW. Red Ty Gibbs. It's going to go to John Boyles. 83 of 125 through the duck race. And then we got a trackside action signatures, Parker Chase. Going to James. Apparently my son is upstairs freestyling. Silver, Jamie McMurray. Let me tell you guys, our local, the town closest to us, there's 2 towns equal distance, but one of the towns closest to us got a new Chick-fil-A that just opened yesterday. And people camped out there the night before to be first in line. Like, I love Chick-fil-A, but I'm not camping out for it, you know? Like, Purple Tanner Gray going to Brian. 15 out of 199. Red DW. Going to Glenn. 21 of 125. And that'll do it for select. Now we got 3 boxes of Prism to work through here. Let me, I'm going to reload on a couple supplies real quick because I think we're going to need them. I needed more one touches. I think I'm going to need penny sleeves. Were they giving out iPhones? No, they really weren't giving out a lot of anything. So you had to dress like a cow. If you dressed like a cow, you got free food. And then there were some other promotions, like for kids. They were giving out free kids meals, and I don't know what else, but anyway, that's pretty bonkers. I mean, like I said, I do love Chick-fil-A, don't get me wrong, but I'm not camping out. I told my wife, I said, I'm excited to go there, but we're going to have to wait probably a couple weeks till the excitement dies down around here. Silver Pulsar, Brendan Queen. Going to Paul. 93 of 299. Green Scope, Kevin Harvick. Going to Thomas. 10 out of 149. If you're in the lunch break, we will do that at 3:45, by the way. I mentioned that earlier, but just doing things in the order that we filled them. And so I wanted to get this one done, then we'll do the lunch break. 102 of 249, Riley Herbst. Going to Kyle Clayton. And then we got a Sensational Signatures, Zane Smith. Going to Jacob. Nice, Jacob. Red Power, Eric Jones. Belongs to Sarah. 163 of 175. And then Purple Ross Chastain. Going to Eric Patton. 29 of 99. Another Silver Pulsar, Brendan Queen. We got a repeat. Going to Paul. 106 of 299. Silver Newman. Kyle Busch, red. Going to Dave Blazevich. 102 of 249. Harvick silver. Pot of gold, Chase Elliott. We're going to go blue, Jeremy Clements for Michael Amundsen. $108/199. Short print, Mojo, Kyle Busch. Back to Dave Blazevich. $20/25. And then that's going to be a blue groovy Bubba for Andrew Bly. 30/49. Okay, sensational signatures. Danny Chocolate Myers. It's going to go to James Holland. Anthony Alfredo, Red Power. Also to James in the unlisted spot. 139/175. And green scope, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Goes to Rob Shelton. 144/149. Silver Pulsar, John Hunter. He goes through the filler to John. 98/299. Silver Alex Bowman. Gonna miss another week. Hopefully long-term he's going to be okay. I hope and suspect that they might just be, taking a conservative approach. But who knows? Hopefully he's going to be all right long-term. Blue, Matt Kenseth for Andy Heisey. 21/199. We missed a door number by one digit. And then a purple Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has been showing up in this box like it's his job. Going to Dave Blazevich. 17/99. Orange, Alex Bowman. Bowman went through the filler, 61/125. Going to Dave. And nice auto, sensational signatures, Corey Day. Going to Lewis. I still don't think Corey Day is getting enough hype. I think, people talk about, oh, this guy is going to go there and this person's going to go there. And, a lot of people like to speculate on what may or may not happen with Bowman. But I think if Hendrick were to ever have a seat open up, Corey Day would be the guy that potentially they would be looking at. I would think it would be between Corey Day and Raja Caruth, because both of them are already in pretty tight with Hendrick. I don't know that it would make sense for Hendrick to bring in somebody else when he's got two young guys that are, have a load of potential. Silver Pulsar, Ty Dillon, 284 of 299, going to Michael Clay. Chase Elliott, silver. And we got a red Jimmy Johnson going to Nick Marquette. 81 out of 249. I feel like we've seen the serial number 81 quite a few times tonight. Maybe I'm silly, but it seems like that's the deal. Pot of gold, Zillich. All right. Prism number 2. I think before we start this one, I'm going to get some more penny sleeves and top loads. I mean, I have them. I just need to open them. Empty box. Penny sleeves. Top loader. All right. Orange, Bubba Wallace. $53 of 125. Going to Andrew Bly. And then we got the Carolina Blue, Jimmy Johnson. For Nick. 10 of 49 for Jimmy. That's going to be a red Jesse Love. Also for Andrew Bly. 94 and 99. Christian Rose, sensational signatures. Boy, James Holland is just killing it with the unlisted spot today. We have had a bunch go to that spot. It's part of why, more recently, that's part of why I've been doing those driver pairs instead of the unlisted spot, like the way we do National Treasures where I've got them all paired up. That's part of why I've been doing that. Instead of having, like, it's great for the person that gets the unlisted spot, but, you also want to see stuff spread around. So that's part of why I've done it that way for other breaks. Martin out of 299. Going to Zach Brenner. And then we got a green scope Kyle Busch for Dave Blazevich. Boy, staying hot on the Kyle Busch trail. 68 of 149. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've noticed our lights flicker a couple times. So if for some reason we were to lose power, we would just stop right where we are and then pick back up whenever we regained power. So, with as windy as it is, I'm not surprised. So, just be advised, if that were to happen, that is what we will do. We'll stop right where we're at, and then we'll resume when we would regain power. 50 at 249, red, Ross Chastain. And that goes for any time. Anytime we're doing a break and something were to happen like that, that's exactly how we would handle it. Silver, Zane Smith. A blue, Jimmy Johnson. For Nick. Lost power this morning at 7, came back on at 8. Oh, that's not bad. 178 to 199. I remember when I was young, it seemed like when power went out, it would be half the day, or all night, and of course, with time and technology, things have evolved. They can figure out where the issues are much faster. 36 and 99, purple SVG for Zach Brenner. I'm sure the power companies can dispatch technicians much more efficiently these days. I'm sure there's a lot that goes into it that's made it faster than it used to be when I was younger. But it used to be a whole, sometimes it'd be hours or half a day. Red Power, Josh Berry. $53 of 175. Josh Berry goes to J.R. Tipple. And then we got a blue Sensational Signatures, Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott auto going to Brian Doobie. Nice hit, Brian. Chase is on the case today. That is 48 out of 49. It's interesting to see him in his prime fire suit on a card. I could be wrong, but that might be his first. That might be his first card wearing that fire suit. I don't know. It is great to have Chase Elliott autographs back in products, I will say that. Silver Pulsar, Daniel Suarez. Going to Eric Patton. 16 out of 299. And then we got a silver Ryan Preece. Got a red Danica for Ben Beach. 166 of 249. Tony Breidinger silver. got a blue Denny. $92.01.99. Going to Thomas Jones. Checkered flag Riley Herbst. Belongs to Kyle Clayton. 28/75. Pot of gold C. Bell. I'm trying to kind of hustle through this a little bit because with the way the lights have flickered a couple times, I'm just trying to get done, you know what I mean? Trying to just move on. Orange Denny goes to Thomas. That's 1/125. Got the bookend first off the line. And then we've got a Scripps Mojo Ty Dillon going to Michael Clay. That's going to be a nice short print /25. We'll see what the serial number is. 10/25 for Ty. I was getting ready to say, isn't that a door number? Michael, Johnny on the spot. Yeah, I was thinking about it in my head, and I'm like, yeah, I think it is. William Sawalich for Sea Salt, 124/299. Yeah, the Ty Dillon's a door number auto. Green Scope C. Bell. Going to JJ. 34/149. Red Chase Briscoe. Going to Troy. 142/249. And then silver Ross Chastain. Red Power, William Sawalich. Going to Sea Salt, 52/175. Silver Kyle Petty. And pot of gold Sheldon Creed will close out that box for us. Gets us down to one box to go. Which is good, because I got quite the prism dust mess on the desk here. Prism makes more of a mess than any other brand or any other product. I'm sure you guys can see it on your screen even. The little fibers that fall off the car. I mean, it's everywhere. I'm OCD about it because I don't like that stuff getting in between. Like when you sleeve and top load a card, I don't like that stuff getting in between, because then it'll rub on the surface. Red AJ Allmendinger goes to James in the unlisted spot, 156 of 249. Silver Jeb Burton. Again, I am going to do the National Treasures lunch break at 3:45. So that'll be shortly after we finish this one. Blue Luke Fenhouse in the filler, going to Andrew Bly, 195 of 199. And then we got Sensational Signatures, Rudy Fugle, going to James Holland. Two of 99. I did go buy some more gloves. You guys that have disliked the green will be happy to know that we're going to be done with green soon, and we'll be changing colors. Orange AJ Allmendinger goes to James, 33 of 125. Silver Luke. This is our third Silver Pulsar, Brendan Queen. Going to Paul. 58 of 299. And then we got a Mojo Legendary Signatures Richard Childress autograph. That'll go to James Holland. James is just killing it. 13 of 25. If you guys hadn't seen the schedule is updated for Sunday, and Sunday will be a 2-box National Treasures break. Just straight up 2-box NT. We've had some really, really good boxes of NT recently too. So let's see if we can keep that going. I probably just jinxed us. 72 of 249, red, Ross, color match. Zane Smith, silver. Got a red power Luke Fenhouse. Going to Andrew Bly, 32 of 175. Blue, or not blue, purple. What color is that? Green. Green, Caden Honeycutt. Going to Dwayne. I called it blue, then I called it purple. If I just start naming the rainbow, eventually I'll get it. Golly. I said blue originally because I saw this one under it, I think. But the rest of that I have no excuse for. William Byron going to Lewis. 10 out of 49 for Willie Beat. Santino Ferrucci. Boy, so this is my only knock on Prism, and we've discussed this before, but this is really my knock on Prism is we've had more autographs out of Prism today of guys that either aren't racers at all or that have never raced in Cup at all. Santino Ferrucci silver. Now I'm curious. So we got the Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon, Zane Smith. So we got 3 autos of guys who have raced at the Cup level. And the rest of them are either guys that aren't even racers or that are have never raced in Cup before. 109 of 299, Matt Mills, silver Pulsar. So that's kind of my knock on Prism is back when they said, oh, we're going to go from 4 autos to 3 autos, there was some folks at Panini that said, well, we're going to go from 4 to 3, but what we're going to cut out is that one auto that's not really that good. So you're going to have good quality autographs, but less. And I'm not sure that Prism's been that so much. I mentioned this to a couple people privately, and I'll say it publicly. When 26 Donruss comes out, we're probably going to see a different... When I make the checklist, it's probably going to look and feel a little differently than we're used to. Meaning, some of the drivers that we're typically used to seeing be more expensive are probably going to be a little bit less expensive. And some of the drivers that are younger and kind of hotter in the hobby right now are going to be a little bit more expensive. We're gonna probably see a bit of an adjustment when we do the Donruss list to reflect kind of popularity and values of stuff selling, to kind of make it more of a direct correlation. 24 of 49, Carolina Blue, Jimmy Johnson. I got to open some more top loaders. I thought I had enough opened even after opening that last pack, but I didn't. But again, utilizing the pair system of drivers is also helpful when you have so many hits that aren't necessarily among your kind of top 30, you know? Blue, Kyle Larson. 191 on 199. And I'm not saying all this because I think some of the stuff we pulled today isn't good. This has been something that I've been kind of chewing on, and I do think some of these autos are great. Santino Ferrucci, love it. Richard Childress, love it. Greg Biffle, love it. Like Corey Day, great rookie, love it. I'm not saying it because I don't like the cards that we've pulled. It's just a fact, you know. When I'm seeing the prices of things that are selling for like for Connor Zilic and Butterbean Queen specifically, those two in the hobby right now are kind of dominating the high-end sales. You know, their stuff's selling for more than just about anybody. And that'll change when they're no longer a rookie, but it'll also continue because they're still super popular, super in demand. And so, you know, I would look for the prices of guys like Zilic and Brendan Queen and Corey Day and Corey Heim, Jesse Love, Carson Hocevar. Hocevar is the one that's been vastly underpriced in my breaks for quite a while now. 129 to 175. And Hocevar's, I would think if anybody's going to challenge Chase Elliott for most popular driver, Hocevar might be the one. Like, he seems super popular right now, at least in my eyes. Ross Chastain, 9 out of 75 for Eric. So some of the younger guys you're going to notice are going to be kind of the top of the pendulum as far as prices. And, you know, guys like Dale Jr. and Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson are probably going to be a little bit less expensive come Donruss 2026, unless the checklist justifies it. Now, if it's heavier on some of those guys' autos, then of course, but Blaney also, yeah, Blaney is very popular among fans, you're right. I think fans like Blaney because he's just a normal guy, like, you know what I mean? He just, 56 of 299. Silver Ryan Preece. But anyway, what I'm saying is, you know, just be on the lookout when we get to Donruss. It's probably going to have a little bit different look to some of the prices for some of these guys. Just because some of the popularity has shifted with some of these guys. Oh, we might have a gold to finish this off. Blue, Shane Van Gisbergen. Great mustache. He does have a great mustache. SVG goes to Zach Brenner, 104 of 199. And then we got a gold, Zane Smith. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Zane Smith going to Jacob Hartwig. Nice, Jacob. And then that's going to basically finish things off for us with Prism. So, definitely appreciate everybody's support. Let me run back through the recap for you guys, and then I'm going to kind of get things organized, and we'll kill this live, and we'll be back on in just a few minutes for the lunch break. So, all right, we had Mojo short print Kyle Busch to 25 and Spencer Boyd to 25 tie-dye. The lone relic that was not a short print, Tony Breidinger. Autographs. Santino Ferrucci, Richard Childress, Rudy Fugle, Ty Dillon, Greg Biffle, Christian Rose, Corey Day, Danny Myers, Zane Smith, Parker Chase, Kurt Busch, Blake Harris, Austin Cindric, Ken Schrader. And then we had some magged stuff. Zane Smith gold out of 10. Michael McDowell selective swatches out of 10. Ryan Vargas selective swatches out of 10. We had a blue Sensational Signatures Chase Elliott autograph. And then, of course, the black 1/1 Brandon Jones. Congrats again, Scott Dixon. He's going to be stoked about that when he finds out. So, again, appreciate everybody's support. Like I said, I'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the NT lunch break. And hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend. And again, don't forget, Sunday we'll do National Treasures 2-box. Just kind of a straight up normal NT break on Sunday. So that's what we got on tap. Everybody enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you all next time.